Hey, it's Dougie Fresh in the flesh, here to give you my best to the last breath. Yes, sizzling, delivering with zeal and zest to help you on your quest of becoming your best and to keep you in check. Once again, my friend, knocking you out your comfort nest with my buddy Paul here.
How you doing?
At the mansion. Paul
How's it going there?
is a great guy. I met him in Tampa, Florida at a seminar this past summer, and we're connecting again now. Tell him a little bit about yourself.
That was crazy. Well, first talk about that time we met. We're sitting there. I see, we're in this event. There's all these people there, meeting hundreds of people every day, right? And most people, they don't really, they're out of it. Most people are living in a daze, right? They're not even really alive, right? So
exactly.
When you talk to them, there's no chance of something new happening, right? It's basically just you talk to them, you say hi, you find out what their career is, right?
Exactly.
And I'm sitting there and I meet Dougie, and he's like, hey, what do you guys need? You were just like, what do you need? I'm just like, well, we would like to get our guy hooked up with your guy. And you're like on the phone, you're like calling. I mean, I don't know if you guys know that he's not making any money. There's no benefit. You're just working, right? You're just like off the bat, boom, he's like helping people. And that's why I was like, dude, this guy's a man.
Well, I believe in what you guys are doing. Anything personal development based, I just believe in it wholeheartedly. And I want to support it and I want to spread that message. So if I can make that happen and help it, facilitate that, I'm in. So
everybody wants that, but they're not willing to do it.
Right.
They're not willing to do it when there's no money. They're like, where do I get paid, right? Mm-hmm. You're just like, what can I do? Here's some guy I can help. Here's another guy I can help.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's the only way to be, man.
Yeah, that's right. Let's come down here.
Yeah.
Do better lighting. So that's the way to be that served me. Now, what is the way to be that served you? Because you've had massive success in your life.
I've had success, yeah. I think, there's so many ways to look at it. I don't want to mislead anybody and say something that's not true. I think probably my main thing is I never still, like the frog in the water. I'm never going to be the frog in the water.
That's
ever.
Key. So you constantly improve.
As soon as I see something that is not right, I'll be willing to throw everything away and change my whole life.
Oh.
Like if I believe something, like if I'm part of a group that believes something,
right,
and then I realize, hey, that's not true. I'll just leave. No matter how many friends I have, no matter how long I've been there, no matter how much I've invested, once I realize that it's not good, I just walk away, like point blank.
That's
because I don't want to waste 5 minutes because I've already realized now it's not for me. And so when I was younger, I would go to do things and we'd walk away. And people would say, you can't stick to anything. But it wasn't that I couldn't stick. Is that once I got in there, I realized that nobody was happy doing that.
Right.
And then I was like, well, then I'm out of here. And they're like, well,
even if
you've already paid $20,000 to go.
That's tough because most people, they invest in something, time or money or just like plans, they're invested in there. Even if it's going down the tubes, they'll stick in there.
Yeah.
So how do you manage to jump out?
You have to see. I think for me, what I do is I see it almost like a timeline.
Okay.
So let's say
the bottom.
For example, one example, I got into a master's program once, and I joined the master's program. The first week, I talked to everybody in the course. Everything seemed pretty cool. 3 weeks later, I realized everybody was getting this master's degree just so they could get a job.
Yeah.
It was like just a piece of paper to them.
Yeah.
They weren't there to learn anything. And as soon as I found that out, I just walked out. I paid $20,000 for that first year of school, and I just left my books on the desk. I said, "You guys, I'm out of here. I'm starting a business."
No certificate, no diploma, no nothing.
No. I mean, nothing.
Wow.
I got my acceptance letter. I left my books on the table. You can't. If something doesn't work, you have to make a decision quickly.
Yeah, Jim Rohn says you better jump off the side of the fence. As long as you just jump off one side, I forget how he says it, but you can't be stuck on the side of the fence. You got to decide either one way or the other.
I'd rather jump off.
Yeah. Even if it's the wrong way.
Because I feel it in my gut. I realize that everybody in this career or everybody in this job is faking it, right? As soon as I find that out, I'm just like, no way. Or if I find out I'm trying to sell something that's a technology that's not really that great, I'm out of there. That's it.
Okay.
I wish everybody well. I know most people can't be like me. They can't be as free. So for them, it's harder to do. But for me, I'm just so used to my muscle.
I feel the same way. And I can tell that just by talking to you. You're energetic. You're free. You don't get crap, man. I love that. So that's free. So you accept other people for that? How do you deal with other people?
Well,
because you must have had a lot of resistance.
I think everybody has their life, right? And I think everybody can live their own life. And not only that, I don't even care if people like me.
Okay.
I have people that I like that don't even actually like me. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't really matter to me. I might see them as a very influential person in a certain area,
right?
But in fact, they don't like me for some reason. But it doesn't really matter. My judgment of them is in my judgment of myself. It's just different. I see good things in people. I might see some old lady that hates me, But I look at her and I see the way she does her garden and everything, and I think, I bet she's an awesome lady, even though she doesn't like me.
That's so key.
It really has
I think
nothing
that's
to-
what I do well too.
It has nothing to do with me.
You find something good. You detect like a detective with a magnifying glass. You decide something good in that person. You focus on that, because then your behavior will become better, and you won't worry as much, and they'll begin to come around for you. Just find out what you like about them, even if they're a dickhead, even if they're a naggy woman, whatever it may be. You just find something good in them, and then a lot of great stuff will come out of that because you're focusing on the good.
Well, they can teach me something about that one thing.
Exactly.
Right? And most people don't appreciate that. You can
That's
see
key.
somebody and
Find the good.
maybe she cooks really good pastries, right? And I can learn how to cook pastries. that's an interesting
There you
thing
go.
for me. You know?
Wow.
I mean, one afternoon cooking pastries. I mean, I love that. I would love to tell you, I'd love to do every career for one day. Like drive a bus for one day.
Okay.
Be like slinging garbage one day. Cleaning glass one day. That would be like my dream, is I could try everything out. Because I get to see everything. You know?
And you understand other people better, where they're coming from.
Yeah.
But just to see a different point of view. I mean, we're sitting right here, but what if we were over there shooting the video? We'd see this place. It's just a different point of view. Have you ever looked at it from over here? And everything's different. The whole angle, everything's different. It's as simple as I was doing a workout. I was doing the barbell row,
And he was rocking it.
and I was doing underhand grip. But if I just flip my grip, right, just a simple shift in my grip, it would hit different muscle fibers, something so small. So changing your point of view with something as simple as people is huge, and focusing on what you like out of them, focusing on the good so you can learn, and you can even do that with the world. You can take it a step further. So people in the world, and you can even do it with yourself. Focus on what you like in
Countries,
yourself.
the world, life itself.
Because it's a direct manifestation. How you think of yourself, others in the world, your life's going to be a result of that.
Right, right.
It's going to be a manifestation of that. It's going to reflect back to you.
The thing is I think if you don't, I don't think it's something you have to do. I think your gut knows. If you're not like carrying around a bunch of stuff, your gut knows what's good, and your gut knows what's dangerous for you. You just have to listen to that and appreciate it. Like right now, I can appreciate the sunshine because I won't be here. I'm going to Thailand on Monday, so I won't be here in Los Angeles, which is a lovely place to be. You know?
Appreciate it.
And I enjoy the time here.
Wherever you go, there you are.
Yeah.
Wherever you go, there you are. And if you're a person like that can appreciate wherever you are, that's huge. And Jim Rohn says, wherever you are, be there, be present there. And there's a lot of power in that. And for you to go along your journey and to live that is one thing. People say it, but you're living it, and you learned a lot. What else have you learned through your journey of making, you said 40 million?
Yeah, well, I had a business that was worth a lot of money, and the business was taken away from me, basically very bad circumstances. And, it was tough for me. It was very tough because I was older. I had built a bit of my self-esteem around this business. And we had, it's natural to do. Like we had these business dinners all the time, and I love having a team, around me, and they looked to me for support, and we would go do sales together.
So the deeper layer is the friends you met.
Yeah, it was the
and
team.
The self-esteem you got out of it, and the fulfillment. And that was bigger than the
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got to see, it was in Shanghai, China. So I got to learn a lot. It was all in Chinese. So I got to learn how people think over there in business and how to motivate people there. So I gained a lot there. I gained a lot from that business, even though I lost the business in the end.
The biggest thing you gained, was it what you truly find important to you, your values? What would you say it is? What was the biggest thing you got out of that?
Let me think. I got a lot of confidence because I went to Shanghai, and I was living in Tokyo for a long time. Okay. And when I went to Shanghai, I didn't know what I was going to do. And so, it's a tough country. It's very competitive, right? And I was like, can I really do this? Can I go there with no friends and start a business and succeed as a foreigner? And I didn't even speak Chinese yet. Whoa. So I had to learn Chinese. Then I had to start a business.
That sounds really tough to do.
So it was a bunch of stuff I had to do all at once. So I think I now, like, I built a business bigger than 99% of other foreigners over there. So it gave me a ton of confidence. Like,
wow.
Now I know
you could do it again.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And then now I want to do, that's why I'm working on now is an information. I have an information product, China Cash Buyers Online. It teaches real estate agent stuff.
Okay.
And it's my online training course. But I'm going to create many more courses, more self-help and stuff like we're talking about today. Because this really motivates me.
Same.
Getting me think about it and being around people like you that are also doing it, right?
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Biggest lesson or biggest thing you'd share with the audience, young kids, 18, 25, that range, hustling. You say you're a very motivating guy. You said people like you for that. What is like your biggest tip or biggest, kick in the butt you'd give someone right now?
I think if
You wake up and get after it because you took risks.
Yeah.
And those risks gave you lessons you learned and confidence. And you don't get that unless you take the risks to see what's inside of you.
So like you came up to California.
Yep, and now I know more of what I
Yeah.
have inside of me.
Yeah.
So I can do more now.
Yeah.
So for you, what was it like? What would it be for you to tell them to do?
I think when you're younger, and I think when I'm 70, I'll look back. I'm 50 now. When I look back,
Right.
I'll say when I was 50, I was young, probably. But
Yeah.
when I look back at somebody say he's 20 or 25, I would say you probably have no idea what you're capable of. It's like you're like this invisible machine or software that you don't know what it can do. So you think you know. You think, oh, hey, I can only do this or I can only do that. And that's just absolutely not true. And I don't mean this in any kind of like metaphysical. I mean, really, once you put your mind to it, things will happen that you can't even believe. Like,
I've experienced it.
Here's a great example. Going through school, I took Spanish, and my teacher liked me, but
Okay.
she didn't really, it wasn't a big deal. I didn't get like a great grade or anything. I was just kind of normal. And I always assumed, because I did a lot of traveling in Europe, and Americans are not good at languages.
Right.
So I kind of thought it's kind of famous for that, and I thought I'm not good at languages. Then I went over to Japan and I started to speak Japanese and talk to people. And there was one day when I was sitting in a room and there was a translator there who's a paid translator.
Okay.
And she couldn't get the message across, what needed to be got. So I took over and I said, hey, I explained the story and this and that. And they were like, okay, cool. And all of a sudden I realized, wait a second, I can speak Japanese better than this person who's a translator.
Wow.
And I was just totally blown away. And I was like, oh. And then I asked my friends, they said, Paul, you speak great Japanese. And I was doing all my business in Japanese. I wasn't speaking English.
Wow.
And it's kind of snuck up on me. I know it's hard to believe, but it's really true.
Did you find your strength from that?
Well, what I learned is that I can do things that I don't know I can do. We're like we're like this weird self-learning machine that we have no idea what we can do. You probably think you know what you can do, and you think you know what you can't do. But I would say that's absolutely not the case when you're young. There's no way you can know. Yeah. There's no way anybody. No, you can't know. I can't know. I can't know what I can do in 5 years.
And the key is to experiment, take risks, and just do it.
You're capable of a million times more than what you do. Now I've done business. I've started businesses in Japan, started business in China. I speak fluent Japanese. I speak Chinese. I've been to probably 80 countries. Wow. I used to speak Swedish when I was in Sweden. I've just done all kinds of things. I mean, sports things, and it's like I had no idea.
Wow.
It's just a matter of having cool friends.
How does it feel to blow your own mind? Because I've done it physically, I've done it mentally, and
it's a weird feeling. It's kind of like you think of all things, you think you know yourself.
Yeah.
I might not know that guy, right? But I know myself, right? At least I know myself.
Uh-huh.
Right? And then when you say I don't even know myself, you have to just go and test yourself, and you have to do things because like something like Chinese, or it's like. In the beginning, it's so hopeless. I mean, you can't even say one word. Or you learn one word and you say it, and no one understands what you're saying. And then, you study for like a year and a half, and then one day, it's just like your mind clicks, like when you ride a bicycle, and you can suddenly speak.
So
if you trust yourself, you're going to think you can't do it. So go try things and do the hard yard. Like fully go for it. I studied 24 hours a day. I had Chinese all night on my TV, full blast, so I could hear it when I was sleeping. I'd walk around at night. My girlfriends would come visit. I have my headphones on with Chinese, just very low volume. My parents would come visit. I have my headphones on. I would repeat things all the time. I always had Chinese on 24 hours a day.
So whatever it is for you that you need to develop a skill in and develop mastery and dedicate yourself fully and do things like that. Because what else have you done?
Because it will come together.
It will come together.
Your brain will put it together.
The brain's a magnificent thing. It'll make the right neural connections and the right neural synaptic pathways to figure it out, and one day it'll just click, you're saying?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's what happens. You
Trust
just
the process.
It's like skateboarding or something. You do it for the beginning, it seems hopeless, right? And the next thing you know, if you do it long enough, you're skating in a pool and you're totally comfortable. And you think, how did that happen?
Skills.
Your brain put it together. So in your life, your careers, your things you can do with friends and relationships and sports, just do them. Just do the hard yard. Do that study in the beginning.
Okay.
And believe that, not so much believe in yours, believe that humans are capable.
Yeah, deeper.
It's not just you. It's like all your friends.
Yeah, it's anybody.
Like, look what Dougie can do. I mean, this guy can do, I think in your life, you're going to do more amazing things, way more than myself. You're young. Look what you're doing now. So it's not just myself. It's everybody. It's like my friends too. They can do stuff. And when I have kids, they can do stuff.
That's right, man. We're taking flight. This was a blast. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And you have a YouTube channel, and it's more about something specific, which is what you mentioned earlier.
It's China Cash Buyers.
But you can get some motivation stuff on there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, check that out. It'll be below.